Hi. Today's song of the day is about with a billion wonderful of love, or less than three, as is written in the version that I have. This is by Mili from her album Millennium Mother, which also features the track Vitamins that we talked about in the top tracks of 2018 list. This is probably my second favorite song on the album. It features Mouse, which is an artist that I'm quite interested in. They make all sorts of different things, from really minimalist sort of piano sonata-esque pieces to full-on like future bass with all of the bells and whistles and Yoshi noises. And here they trend much more to the latter and make what I think I can only call dubstep. And I'm not talking about what would actually make more sense, you would think, to be associated with Mouse, which is like the original meaning of the word dubstep. Like a two-step, really deep house sort of feel with ethereal vocal samples and stuff. No. I'm talking about like what dubstep became under the watchful eye of Skrillex. Huge drops, crazy LFO rumbling, stuttered vocals and stuff, and we see this like so explosively in such a satisfying way, on the drops with the next life you'll love me too, being chopped up and flipped in so many really cool ways. Mouse had quite a lot of success. I think the song is quite popular. I remember it having a lot of views at least. Be Yourself? Is it called Be Yourself? Yeah. Wow, so anyway, that's pretty damn good. Which has the same sort of feeling of like stuttered vocals and stuff, so it seems like they really want to explore this space. This music video is great too. They like replicate kind of the stuttered, chopped up singing with her like with like lots of rapid cuts of her dancing. Oh, it's fantastic. Anyways, this song, as is typical of Millie, seems to be expressing some complex mythological pseudo Shunibyo story, that I think is about like a monk that like dies several times throughout the song, and it's because this woman, the singer who's like in love with him, is repeatedly killing him, knowing that he'll reincarnate, and hoping that the next reincarnation of him will reciprocate her love. And that's like probably the most normal plot of a Millie song that I've ever heard. It's very funny to me. I think that's like a very funny concept. And the way that it expresses it through these kind of like disconnected images and stuff. Here she's trying to seduce him. Oh no, your devotion to your aesthetic ways. Is that's not how you pronounce that word? I said aesthetic. The aesthetic monks, that wear streetwear and listen to vaporwave. No. I mean, ascetic. I've never tried to pronounce this word before aloud. I think. I can't even really spell it. Ascetic, 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 aesthetic. Anyways, yeah, that his as asceticism won't let him even acknowledge really what's happening. So she goes to greater and greater lengths, culminating in I'll burn down all these worlds if that's what it takes to realize our love. This is at least my theory. I haven't clicked on these explanations. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, people are with me here. All right. Yeah. And then of course we can love each other in the next life. Yeah, banger. It's it's just so explosive, the drops, that I really I understand again, with almost like a fresh set of eyes, having gone so long without listening to it. I understand again how dubstep took over EDM so quickly, why people were longing for the drop, why people relished songs that had the most filthy, disgusting, burn your house down drops. Um, I think Dee Dee Mouse's take on this sort of structure and this sort of climactic feeling of just garbling up your music in an awesome way. It almost feels kind of ironic. It almost feels like there's a bit of a detachment from it, just because they've done such kind of sophisticated, um, like intellectual type music before. But then at the same time, if you do kind of think of it that way, that Dee Dee Mouse is like a serious band. I'm using a lot of really loaded words here that I don't quite like, but I think you understand my sentiment. If they are such kind of like a self-serious band in other respects, then you can kind of think of this as them just like finally letting loose and thinking of all the effects that they had thought of and dismissed for other projects, all of the really crazy ideas that they had. They're like, all right, well, this song will get all of them. We'll just put them all in, stack them all up into a dense dub stack colossus, and bust your head open with it. It's fantastic. Um, I really like the idea of Mili working with these guest producers, like both this and Lemon and Vitamin. Sorry, that's my favorite, which has World's End Girlfriend, of course. Um, yes, that's what I kind of thought it was about, but I didn't think it would be so directly about that. I kind of thought it was just about, I don't know. Anyways, I think she works really well with them, because it allows her to like hyper focus on the lyrical content and on kind of the overall feeling that she wants the song to have. But then the production can be in some ways almost at odds with that. Like the kind of contrast between the story, which in some ways is very funny and in some ways is very sad, but is very kind of irreverent. Um, and it doesn't allow itself to go too far into like kind of Chunibyo-esque self-seriousness, because the production is just so fresh and exciting and all over the place. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Um, and it's like she couldn't have done that herself. Like she couldn't have kind of undercut her own seriousness. She would either have to like modulate her seriousness, and kind of suppress it to some extent, or she would have to make the production kind of fall in line with it, which is what I kind of feel like I see on most of the other songs on here, and they're still great. But here she's allowed to really go full blast, I think, conceptually, because it isn't up to her to kind of rein in every single aspect of the song. So yeah, I hope she collaborates with even more people on her future albums, and I hope she links up again with Dee Dee Mouse and World's End Girlfriend, because these are some fantastic tracks. All right, that's all for today.